This one right here is pretty cool. I've sold one similar to it. I've never sold that particular one. Hey everybody, welcome to Commonwealth Flipper. I want to do a different sort of video. I mentioned this the other day on the Commonwealth Picker channel when I was talking about a couple of lanterns that I had. And I knew I had 3, so I just decided to pull that other one out and do a little bit of talk about lanterns. But before I do, I just want to clarify something. I'm the jack of all trades. I'm the master of none. So you Coleman people who are coming over here looking at these lanterns, know that I respect you. I love Coleman Lanterns, but you're the expert. I'm not the expert. This is a reselling video just to tell some resellers basically a few things what to look for if they're planning on reselling something. So I would appreciate it if we have some Coleman enthusiasts, and I'm sure there's a ton of Coleman collectors out there, and especially lantern collectors. If you want to chime in as far as giving us some expertise in the comments, I would appreciate it, and I'm sure a lot of the viewers would appreciate it as well. I just have enough knowledge to know what to pick up, what to not pick up out there when we're out and about. I couldn't fix one of these things. I couldn't restore one of these things. All I can do is appreciate those who can and respect those who have those skills. I don't have those skills. My skill is to resell, and so we're gonna look at those from that point of view. But if you happen across this video, help us out a little bit in the comments, and I would appreciate it very much. So let's go over here. I'm gonna grab the camera so we can get a little closer look. I'm a little bit scared that I don't know enough about these things, but I think after this video's over, maybe we'll go through and we'll scroll through and look at some Coleman lanterns on eBay and see some of the best ones. I'll tell you a little bit about what I've sold before and what I look for, and maybe we can find a few more as well. All right, I thought I'd have a little bit of fun here. I haven't opened this one since I bought it, and I bought that in, wow, I want to say late July is when I bought that. It could have even been August. Actually, I bought all 3 of them at the same garage sale, and I happened to cross it at the very end of the day. It was like 1 in the afternoon. It was, I think, part of Daniel's Big Adventure garage sale. I'll have to check that out. Maybe if I can find it, I'll link it. And I don't even know what it's titled. I think it has a lemonade stand in the thumbnail, but I'll have to check it out. And they were priced, I think the prices are on these 2 at least, $4, $5, and $10. So we're looking at 19 bucks, and I said, how about 15 bucks for the whole lot? And they were happy to get rid of them. So I was happy to get them. I knew they would have some value. I didn't even look in that case, I don't think, although I could have. I did look at it when I got home that day. I think I did a little video on it. I'm not quite sure. It's hard to remember. But that one, I think, if I remember, is brown, and it is the same kind I've sold in the past. And I can't remember the number. It might have been a 275. All right, this one right here is pretty cool. I've sold one similar to it. I've never sold that particular one. Just for those out there, you can always find the date, so you can look these things up. You can also find the model number. One good thing to look for is these globes. This, I don't know what you call it, bulge type, globe type, as opposed to a cylinder that's straight and doesn't have the bulge. And then you look, if it says made in the USA, this is probably going to be in the 1970s, early 80s, I think, is when they started to go over to Japan. And I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure. This is an etching here, Coleman. This is older. You can kind of just tell by looking at it that it is older. 70s, my guess here. I should know this, actually. I think I mentioned it the other day on the show. So let me do this without breaking it. Let me get a better handle on it. Make sure the globe doesn't get messed up. You can always find the date by looking at the bottom here. This is not rocket science. 1979, and then on the left-hand side it says 5. So May 1979, and I knew it had to be 70s. At least I think it has to be 70s because of the made in the USA. I don't think, maybe 80, 81, I'm not positive. But this is clearly older, and this one is gonna be, I looked this one up the other day. Yeah. 1949, I think it's upside down there, May 1949, I think that was on the show the other day too. So initially when you look at them, colors and condition are awesome. I've sold this one before. Now let's look at model number. So you see right here, you'll see the model number. That's another way to tell if it's old or not. I don't know when they started putting these on. I bet this was maybe 1st or 2nd year they started putting the instructions on for dummies like me who don't know how to light these things. At any rate, 200A is the model. A lot of times it'll be etched in the older ones, like this one's etched in right here. So 242C. It's kind of hard to see that. I've seen a lot of people list them 2420, but 242C. Got the Coleman, the sunshine emblem right there, made in the USA. And it is also, if we turn it around here, it's going to be Pyrex as well. The Pyrex ones are always the older ones. They are not made in China yet. Certainly not in 1949 after World War I, beginning of the Cold War here. Made in the USA. These are single mantles. Double mantles have quite a bit of value too, but it just depends on what it is. So this one I have sold, I think, if I'm correct, this is the 200A. I think the Christmas tree lantern, and I have sold that one before for a lot of money. We went to a garage, Christmas tree, it's called Christmas tree because I think, and I could be wrong, 1951 is the model year for the Christmas tree. They had a green bottom and a red top. And I think it's the exact same model here, 200A. And I was at a garage sale with my wife, and I said, hey, how much you want for that? It had a box with it, and I saw it, and I'm like, that sucker's the Christmas tree, what I've been reading about. And I think he said 150 bucks. And my wife looked at me and walked away. And next thing she knew, I had it in my hands in the car, and she almost flipped out. And she's like, geez, you spent half our money at the first garage sale. I ended up offering the guy, I was like, I'll take 100 bucks right now. And he said, yep, and we did it. And I think I flipped that thing in 2 days for $300, I think is what I got for it. Plus shipping, and it went to Seattle. Talk about nerve-wracking. At any rate, the globes themselves are worth money. This is probably a $40 globe is my guess. This is probably close to the same. And this one's etched in the back, this one's not. No, it has some condition issues, but this is an easy fix. You know, I haven't even cleaned it. I haven't touched this thing. I don't know. I imagine you can get that label right there for $5 or so, is my guess. Somebody's making those labels somewhere. You got to check minor things. You know, obviously if they're dented up and rusted out, you don't want them. Although, you wouldn't mind picking up something like this, because you can sell little parts. You could sell that. You could sell this. You could sell this. I mean, there's all kinds. You can sell this. But the body itself can't have dents all over it and be rusted. You're going to check this thing. Most of the pumps aren't going to hold. They need oiled and all that stuff. I don't know how to do any of that. I don't restore. I just resell and let somebody else restore it. But I think if you pump these, they should start to have a little pressure against it and keep out. But I'm not positive. Maybe some of you Coleman people can let us know. Make sure these aren't seized here. These sometimes are seized and rusted. So try and turn those. Peek in there. Maybe even look in there with a flashlight. See how rusted out it is. It's not too bad. This one I picked up and you can hear it. Can you hear that? You can hear that. There's rust. There's something in there. And I need to see if I can open that up and maybe get some of it out. But that's going to be in poor condition, I think, which most of them probably are, is my guess. There's also a valve in the back that I always test. This thing, I don't know what it's called. I think it puts something up this little cylinder, it looks like, and maybe cleans it out or something. I think that's what it is. But make sure that thing's going freely. You know, there's a few little issues on top with this one right over here. But these are pretty minor. And so somebody who is going to restore these, this would be perfect. You know, if you get a mint one of these things, it may be worth some serious money. You know, somebody who restores them maybe, I don't know. My guess is this thing sold. If I sold this, if I just cleaned it up and sold it like it was, I bet you bare minimum I could get $65. Top dollar maybe $125. And somebody who restores them might be able to get $150. That's my guess. And I could be wrong. Maybe we'll look at them later. I'll pull up my phone maybe when I get a chance and we'll scroll through. This one, even though it's older, is probably worth a little bit less than this one. You could sell the parts off of these things. They're getting harder to come by. You know, you can sell all these little parts if you want to. These up here even. And make a little bit of money. Definitely the globe. So even if you have one that's not working or you want to part it out, you can definitely do it. I would say, if I had to hazard a guess right there, between $50 and $80 plus shipping on that 1949 model. And that one is that what is it? I can't even remember now. 240. I've never sold that model before. 242C. I've sold something very similar to it because I know I've sold the one with the etching. Maybe I have sold that model. This thing comes off, by the way. You can sell this too. I'd sell that little thing right there. All right, but the one you really want to look out for, and I'm not sure it's the creme de la creme, but it certainly is a top one, is the 1951. If you see one that's green and red, pick it up. Pick it up. Oh, hey, and these globes right here, if you find the amber globes like this, I've sold an amber globe for $100 before. I think I got it at that dude grabbed my camera garage sale. I think I paid $5 for an amber one. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what I paid for it. But those amber, you ever see those amber ones, pick them up. They're definitely worth their weight in gold right there. All right, now the case is cool because it helps you ship them off, but this is a brown one, I'm pretty certain. And again, I paid $5 a piece for them, so we're gonna make pretty good money. I haven't listed them just because I think they're awesome. I think they're cool looking. So, I don't know. What do y'all do with this, Coleman, folks? How do you store this thing in there? I'm afraid that thing's gonna break. All right, it's turned a little bit here. Now, is this the 275? Let me see if I can pull it out here. Let me see if it'll... Let's see, made in the USA. So this is gonna be late 70s. I think that's right, made in the USA, so Coleman. And let's see here. Everything looks like it's in pretty good condition. This one's even holding a little pump right there. Test this stuff all out here. See if we can find a model number. There it is, right there. Let's see. 275. It's down on the bottom. I'm sure it's up here. 275A. Used generator. Okay. Have any mantles? Yeah, it's got a couple of mantles in there too. Okay. So let's pull it out and see. Because these are made. This is. It couldn't possibly be later than early 80s. No way. All right, I can't get it out with one hand, so I got to put this down. All right, what do we got there? 1982, 282, February 1982. So let me get this back in here. It's a two mantle. See the two mantles over there? Two different ones. So my guess is this one is probably working. I could probably get this one working, and I can't do anything. Fuel's probably in there. Let me see if I can hear it. Oh yeah, fuel's in there. I was gonna say it feels really heavy, so probably in there. All right, hold on. All right, so that one is kind of cool. If I remember, I got $75 for that thing plus shipping. But that was with the case. And I imagine this thing will sell pretty well too. So you figure, I don't know, let's just say I get 75 for this one plus shipping. I don't know, 60 for this one and 70 for this one. I mean, average that sucker out. We're looking at $70 a piece minus fees and everything. We'll turn 15 probably into $160 profit is my guess on these. So, you know, look out for them. Shipping them can be a pain. Obviously, it's easier if you have this. I take the globe out. I put the globe, I bubble the heck out of it. I put it in a totally separate box. I put it in a huge box. I ship it FedEx. And I'm not going to ship these, I'm not going to ship it like this. I'm going to put it in a separate box entirely, package that thing up, and then put them together. So we'll get a look. I know there's a gold one out there. I don't know the years on it, but I know there is a gold one. I can't remember what they call it. I looked it up years ago because I want to be out there paying attention to it. I know there's different brand names out there. Coleman's not the only one. There was some stuff that predated Coleman. So I know there's stuff we got to look for. So we're going to do a reverse scroll through. When I get a chance here, maybe in the next day or two, I'll add it to this video, and we'll have a pretty good look at some Coleman Lanterns and what to look for when they're out and about. All right, thanks for joining us. See you next time. All right, so we're just going to look from top down. I just typed in Coleman Lantern, and I filtered it to give us the highest priced items first, so we can look at these holy grails right here. I mean, these Coleman gas lanterns. And they look like they're from the 1920s. I think I saw right there, 1920s. So I am unfamiliar with those. I've never seen one, and I probably never will. But hey, you know what? You might as well look for the best of the best, because that's going to be the biggest bang for your buck. Now, this one I was aware of. This gold, it says Gold Bond Coleman Lantern 200A. So it's that 200A model. This one is in red. Or excuse me, this one is in yellow. The one I had was in red. So here's one. And now look, these are absolute top of the line. Great condition. We're filtering from the top down. So don't think you're gonna, you know, find one of those and get $800 for it. Plus, that's best offer item anyway, so you're not getting that. But should give you an idea at least of what to look for. There's a Christmas tree. That's top of the line Christmas tree. 1951. There it was. I knew I was right about that one. I had sold that one before. 200A. 1951 Christmas tree. Green on bottom, red on top. Excellent condition. But you'll see them often here. There's another gas one. Those are really cool looking. I got to keep an eye out for something like that. Another gold one. There's an interesting one. 247R. So there are some good ones. You know, I think it's worth learning to figure out these. 242. Right there, that's the, they have different letter models. There's another Christmas tree. There's another Christmas tree. 202. Another gold one. 228F. Another Christmas tree. So obviously they're not all going to go for that top dollar. That is a really neat one. A lot of these are restored. That one just looks like it's in great shape. So, you know, take a minute and look and see if you can come up with those. The colors are interesting, the unique colors. There's a Christmas tree item. So you can see. And as you scroll down, you'll find different models that'll go for a little less. These are kind of the best of the best. And obviously you got to knock some money off for a condition. But I think they're cool. And learn how to ship them. And I think they're well worth it. There's another mint inbox. Look at that. That one probably could have gone for a lot more. That one went for an auction, I think. No, it was the best offer. There's one of those gas ones, nickel, 1925. 202, 1955, no chips. Beautiful. That's got that that amber globe in that one.